What's going on, everybody? It's Blake here with Gorilla Zen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a general protocol that you can go through if you suspect that you've injured your spine. So this is my buddy Tyler here, and we were just doing squats at the gym, and during one of our warm-up sets, Tyler hurt his back. Now, before I move forward, I want to say that if you suspect that you've injured your spine, then the first thing you want to do is see a physician right away. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in there, and it's really hard to tell what's going wrong in there unless you have radiologic testing like an MRI and an X-ray done. So first thing is first, if you have hurt your spine doing squats or deadlifts or something like that, then go see a doctor right away. With that being said, I want to talk about why spinal injuries happen, specifically disc injuries, disc herniations and disc bulges during exercises like the squat and the deadlift. So when you're doing a squat and a deadlift, you need to maintain spinal extension, specifically in the lumbar spine. Okay, you should be arched like this. And basically the importance of doing that comes from the way that our spine works. So each vertebra in our spine has basically an intervertebral disc in between. So this is a vertebra and this is a vertebra. They're right here, and a disc sits between them, okay? If this is the front of your body and this is the back of your body, when you arch your back, what's happening to the spine is this, okay? Each vertebra moves this way, and that creates a lot of like stability in the spine. And when you're under load, when you're holding a barbell with weight on it, this is the most optimal way to position the spine arched when you're under load, okay? Now, the reason why rounding your back is so bad, flexing the spine, whether it's at the lower back or at the upper back, is that the vertebrae move like this, okay? Move like that, and that intervertebral disc has the propensity to kind of just go pop right out of there, okay? And that can sometimes cause a posterior disc herniation, which means that disc kind of bulges backwards and causes like neurological impingement, okay? Which can cause all sorts of things with your leg pain, tingling, weakness, and other things like that. So basically, if at any point when you're doing a squat you round your back, you're kind of putting yourself in danger of herniating a disc. Now, when Tyler was doing squats, I saw him do that on his first set. And we're not really sure what happened, but it's likely that he was kind of, tucked still, possibly. But I just wanted to kind of touch on that, and that's the importance of keeping that spinal extension. I've talked about this in my other videos, but you always want to maintain that spinal extension, that arch in the low back, contracting all those muscles when you're bearing weight, when you're doing heavy squats and deadlifts. So let's say that you didn't keep the spine extended, you did squats and deadlifts, and you hurt your spine, okay? Like I said, the first thing you want to do is see a doctor, preferably somebody that has experience working with spines. Stay away from, if you can, like family care doctors and family practitioners, because they're just going to refer you out to a specialist anyway. So if you can cut out the middleman and go directly to a specialist, you're going to save a lot of time. With that being said, there are a couple steps that I would recommend you go through, a general protocol, if you will, to avoid exacerbating the disc bulge or disc injury, okay? And the first thing that you're gonna do or want to do after seeing a physician and kind of determining what you're gonna do from there is maintaining neutral spinal alignment in the lumbar spine, okay, if that's where this happened. So basically, you want to maintain a ever so slight arch in the lower back, okay? It shouldn't be excessive, you're not like forcing anything. A very slight arch, okay? You're trying to keep, like I said, that spine in a neutral alignment, okay? And basically, anytime that you like stand up and pick things up, okay, if you're going down like this to pick something up, you need to maintain that spinal alignment. You never would want to ever bend from the lower back like that. Number two is going to be bracing the core during any movement, okay? So basically, if you've herniated a disc in your spine, you don't want the spine moving in a way that's going to exacerbate the herniation or the bulge. So what you can do is try to limit all of the movements of the lumbar spine by bracing the core anytime you move, okay? So really anytime you're moving the trunk, you want to squeeze abs. So I was just showing Tyler this. You basically want to squeeze the stomach. I've talked about this in my other videos, but you squeeze the stomach really tight, okay? And you keep it tight as though you're anticipating somebody punching you in the gut there. And you want to keep it that way pretty much anytime you're moving or picking things up while you're in a neutral position. So that's kind of building off of step one. You want to be in a neutral position, and you also want that core to be braced. All right, so the last step is going to be taking note of any motions that exacerbate the pain that you're feeling. Okay, so for example, if you have a posterior disc bulge as a result of spinal flexion rounding the back when you're doing squats or deadlifts, and that disc kind of popped out backwards, basically that's going to become worse and you're going to feel more pain anytime you go into flexion. Okay, so if you notice that any particular movements like bending, like extending the spine like this causes pain, or bending forward like this causes pain, or bending to the side causes pain, avoid those movements. Okay, that's kind of obvious. Most people know to do things that don't cause pain, but some people might get some idea into their head that they're like doing something good for themselves by strengthening that muscles by doing that. Basically, if you identify some sort of spinal motion like arching or rounding that causes pain, then for the time being, avoid making that movement. I really hope this video is helpful for you. Like I said, first step is always to see a doctor, and these are just some general tips that you can kind of keep in mind as you're dealing with your spinal injury, whatever it may be. This is really going to be advantageous for anybody that has hurt their spine, regardless of what actually happened to the spine. So yeah, just keep that in mind moving forward. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.